we made presentations and we're all just gonna go down the line, talk about our art, and yeah. So I'm gonna go first. This is my presentation. So this is Mrs. Year in art, aka me trying to remember what exactly I did this year. Because I didn't really do a lot art wise, at least I don't think, compared to like previous years. So I kind of just like put it into four categories of art that I did this year. So the first category is OCs, the second one is fan art, the third one is Ms. art, and the last one is commission. So those are just like the four sections that I did for this year. So we're gonna start, and the first one is OCs, which is original characters, if you didn't know. So this year I did my babies, the loves of my lives. I love these two so much. So we have Cupid, who's on the left, and then we have Sin, who's on the right. These are their Valentine's Day cards that I did in February with my merch drop. So these are limited edition postcards that you could have got in February that I made of these two. And I normally draw them every like Valentine's Day. So every year they come around. But yeah, they got their matching sweaters on. They're so cute. I love these two. They're absolutely adorable. And I was just like, I have to draw more Cupid. Because one, I don't draw Min that much, but also like I need Cupid, he needs his flowers. Like I need to draw him more. And there was an art that I was working on of Cupid, and I was just like, I'm gonna finish this later, and I never finished it. So I gotta give him his I gotta give him his flowers and draw him more. So yeah, we could say that's like a goal for 2025 or something like that. I was gonna say goal for 2024,
Mm.
lol. The year is over, Miz. But yeah, I drew these two. That was their thing. And this is the only art that I did of them. It was that, and then it was done. That was it. Goodbye. All done. And then my other OCs that I drew were Mila and Crystal. Um, again, the loves of my lives, my babies, my tragic lovers. So we got Mila on the left and Crystal on the right. I did portraits for them, new portraits of them. I was gonna say them front facing, but Mila's not facing forward. Um, but yeah, I wanted to do like a little headshot of them, and then I did like a stream where I did what's it called? Just like meme art of them, and then there was this that I worked on. So I wanted to do like a little understand my ship in like 5 minutes. It takes less than 5 minutes to look at this, but yeah, just a little bit more about them. Because I need to finish their story and actually like write everything down because I've just been like drawing it and being like, this is the blurb that goes with this story. Like the next art that you'll see with them, it'll be like I drew this instead of writing it all out. So yeah, that's how this story is going so far. But yeah, this is their little about them and a little more information about these two. Because I love them, but they need more fleshing out for real, for real. So the next thing is what I drew of them. I drew them kind of spicy, just a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, it's Mila and Crystal in their intimate moment. They've had other intimate moments, but this one is more sexual. But I just wanted to like draw them together again. I was like, I should do a full drawing of them. But yeah, and I have yet to draw them actually kissing. When I finish their story, I'll draw them kissing for real. So yeah, when
Finish
they
the
yeah,
story.
then then they'll actually get their real kiss. So but yeah, that's Emily and Crystal. I love them so much. These are my babies. I just need to finish their story. So yeah, that's all the OC art that I did, which is so crazy. A full year, 12 months, and that's all I did. Okay. The next thing is fan art. One thing about Miz is they will draw fan art. Amen. So I started. Oh, it was flashing for a second. That was scary. So I wanted to start with my favorite fan art that I did this year. These four are like my top ones. Oh, I'm kind of blocking it for chat. Whoops. But these four are my favorite. We have this Vo Link. This is his Desert Vo outfit. From the Breath of the Wild game. And I thought he looked so cool in that outfit that I wanted to draw it. And then I was just like, I should add a background. I should like actually take my time with this. I think this was like one of the art pieces that took me the longest. I think it took me like 2 weeks of just like chipping at it slowly because I wanted the line art to be good and actually like tried on a background. So, but yeah, that was my link. And I love drawing my son. So, yeah. And then the next one is Daisy, Fire Flower Daisy. I did the Nintendo Princess designs, I think last year, 2023. I designed those on stream and I was just like, I want to do like simple animation, try it out, do my little thing. And this was the result. This is the Korra pose, where she's firebending. And I was like, Daisy is cool, just like Korra is cool. So I'm going to draw her in that pose. And I had a lot of fun doing this. God bless the symmetry tool. It saved me so much doing this. Like, it's fully symmetrical, this whole thing. And without it, I'd probably be a lot more stressed working on it. Like, I'm doing a Princess Peach one where she's in her one of the designs that I did was her in her race car, like Mario Kart outfit, and I have her driving down it's like a loop of her driving down Rainbow Road, and that one is like driving me insane, and that's why it didn't get finished. So it'll get finished in like 2 years. But yeah, I really like this Daisy one. It was a lot of fun. And then below it, we've got HRE. This was the only one that I finished for the Halloween one, but I really like this one because I kind of struggled with it because it was a person for the because I did as like a Halloween your character here. That's what I created, and it was a person. And I was just like, I don't know how to draw a frog. I've only drawn HRE as her person, but then I was like listening to HRE's playlist, her Halloween playlist, which is so good. Y'all should listen to it. And I was just like, no, I'm gonna lock in for the frog. And I did, and I really like how it came out. Like her frog is just so cute, and I really like the frame too. I think the frame is really cool. It gives me like over the garden wall vibes, but also just like this is Halloween. I like it a lot. And I really like the silver one that I made too, but that one's not done because I have the silver one and I didn't finish mine. But and then over here, I'm kind of blocking it for chat. But this is Coldy. Coldy created VHand, which is a program that you can use to draw on stream. You can see like your hand, your avatar's hand or whatever on this stream. And I wanted to test it out. And while I was testing it out, I was like, I might as well draw her art for it. So I drew her VTuber, and her VTuber is so cute. And then more fan art. So this was the first art that I did in 2024. This is my Rosalina, more Nintendo princesses. Wow, surprise. More Nintendo princesses. Rosalina. I wanted to redesign her dress that I did for her. I like how the dress came out. I don't like how the drawing came out, but I do like the dress a lot, especially like with the cosmic inside of it. So yeah. And then I drew all of the artist co-ops OCs. I had a lot of fun with this. Also finding um like going through Lemon's Instagram and being like, does she have any OCs? And it's all just the Lemon guy. I'm just like, okay, she probably does, but it's just the Lemon guy. But that was a lot of fun. I had a great time making everybody's drawing everybody's character. I'm gonna put myself over here so chat can see Banshee. But yeah, I really like drawing everybody's character, especially Ava. Is that her name? I think that's her name. HRE's
Yeah.
character, Ava. Yeah, Ava's so cute. I love her so much. And then next fan art is Maple. This was another artist co-op thing that we did with the color palette. So I did Maple, and I really like how this came out. It's so cute. A little scrapbook for Maple from Animal Crossing. Then I took it upon myself to draw all my VTuber friends as ice cream and they're melting. Look, it's Lou and THUGBATMAN. Wow, and HRE, you guys are so cute. I had a great time drawing these. These are absolutely adorable. If everybody in the chat does not know, going from like top left across, it's me, the Danny Corn, Walian, THUGBATMAN, but these are the same person, but also not the same person. Um, we have Lou, we have Hiro Konoki, we have Sola Sable. These are both HRE. This is Koda Ion and Usagi Asahina. So y'all should check everybody out. Yeah. And then down here we have a Boot Hill. He's a cowboy from Honkai Star Rail. He's hot, so I drew him. And then we have this art trade that I did with HRE. This is gonna sound so bad of me, but I do not remember what HRE drew for me. I'm sure it's amazing, but I cannot for the life of me remember what she drew for me for this art trade at all. Oh, I remember now. Okay, it was me, her, and Salem. That's what she drew for me. That's so crazy. While I
Mm.
was working on this presentation, I was like, I can't remember what she drew me. I can't remember what she drew me, but I remember now. She drew me, her, and Salem for our game company that we're making, and I wanted all of us to draw all three of us in one picture. So she drew one of all three of us, I drew one of all three of us, and Salem drew one of all three of us. So yeah, it looks so good too. And then, but yeah, this is Banshee. I wanted to do like a all white and then like have the red be highlighted because her eyes are red. She wears red lipstick, and then I wanted like her to be bleeding because she's in superheroes fate, right? I think
Yes.
that's what
Yeah, she's
yeah.
in she's part of the the Fate superhero world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, she
The,
just got in a fight. Good.
I mean, I could make her canon, but I would need Campbell's or I would need HRE's permission for that.
that's the time loop kid, isn't it?
No. That one is the other one whose name I can't remember right now, but their
Is
outfit
it
reminds me of
Vian? Is that in the same world or is that
No.
different?
Vienna is the werewolf.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Casey is
Yeah.
the one that's
Oh,
caught in the time loop.
yes.
Yeah.
Casey is also isn't Casey obsessed with Banshee? Like
Yeah.
Oh,
they wanna be in love with Banshee, but Banshee's in love with someone else, but also kind of in love with Casey. It's so messy.
it's so messy and toxic
Disaster premiere.
lesbian vibes. I
Yes,
love it.
facts. But yeah, these are all the fan arts that I did for 2024. So yeah. So the next one is Ms. Art. I made this its own section because I have been doing a lot more Ms. Art. One of the reasons you'll see when I get there. But this one is all the Ms. Art that I made in 2024. So up here we have me and Usagi. Usagi won the raffle last year. I did a raffle on stream for some reason. I don't remember what was doing it for. But I did a raffle. She won, and she wanted me and her in an outfit swap. So we swapped outfits in this. She's a vampire. I'm a princess. I'm in pink. It's so funny. And then down here we have my Thank Miss art that I made. Little Santa Miss. Down here is just we already saw my melted ice cream. Then part of my Valentine's Day merch drop, I also did a Apple Miss Valentine's Day card. But I don't think I sold this one actually. I think it was just because somebody in chat, it might have been Jay just being like, you should make an Apple Miss one. So I did. And it's you're the apple of my eye, Valentine. I was struggling with this phrase. I was like, the apple of my eye, to my eye, with my eye, of like for my eye. I don't know what it was, but it's the apple of my eye. So yeah, we did that one. And then this art right here is my submission into Cutie Cinderella's Streamer Awards coloring book. So I made this as a coloring page. It was actually in black and white, but it didn't win. I think it was last year's Streamer Awards. I'm pretty sure. And then I was like, this year I might as well just color it and do like a time lapse of me coloring it and then put it on YouTube. And that's what I did. So subscribe to the YouTube. You should do it. But yeah, this one, I really like how this came out. It was a lot of fun and just like incorporating it. We got Clip Studio in the back right there. And then my emotes and just like things that chat says. And then me just yapping with chat with my mic and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun to make. And then this middle one is my favorite one. I love this one so much. Oh, Link is being covered up. Hold on. Wait.
Not the boy.
Not the boy. Okay, there you
I
go.
had to think a little left.
There we go. Okay, I can cover up that. But yeah, I made this as a joke for Mother's Day because these are all my anime sons. And I was just like, I'm just gonna draw me with them. Ha ha ha, funny. And then as I was like sketching it, I was like, I like this a lot. So I made it into a full art. And so it's Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, Chrome from Doctor Stone, Luffy from One Piece, Naruto from Naruto, Link from Legend of Zelda, and Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen, and me reading to them. And I was just like, this is actually really good. I like this a lot. And this was my most well-received art of 2024. A lot of people like this
Mm.
art, and I like it a lot too. Like I don't know. I feel like I peaked with this art, and then I never did good art again for the rest of the year. I don't know, but yeah, I
I got
really
my
like this
flowers.
one a
I'm
lot.
leaving.
Huh?
You got your flowers and you're leaving.
Yeah, exactly. I do like this Christmas one though. That one was cute. But yeah, I had so much fun making this, and like I don't know, every once in a while I'll just come back and look at it and be like, I like this a lot. This is so cute. So yeah, that was my gag Mother's Day art. That's actually not a gag. Um, and then the next slide is the slide that you'll see why I did a lot of Miss art was because I was posting on YouTube this year, and I draw all of my thumbnails, and so these are all Miz's that show up in the thumbnails. So I have a scared Miz. Whoops. That's what I use for all of my like horror game, spooky game thumbnails. And then this one is me on the phone, and that was when I was doing Home Safety Hotline, which is you're a phone operator. And then this one was for when we did Gartic Phone on stream that HRE had hosted. So it's me and her with a drawing pen. This one is me and Coda, me and the bestie. So that one is big. And then this one was when I did Vinba. So Cook and Miz. This one is for all the taco videos. And then this one is me and Gleason. So these are just some arts that I made for YouTube thumbnails, and they were a lot of fun. I always love drawing the different like events that Miz is going through. Like Cooking Miz is probably my favorite one on here, just cause like, what are you doing in the kitchen, vampire? You should have servants do it. Chat, go get in the kitchen and cook for me. Okay.
Oh.
Um and then so that's all the Miz art that I did. And then the last thing, I really want to do like a big shout out to the people that commissioned me, because Miz kind of struggled finding a job for a long time, and the fact that people like were like, "Hey, I see that," like, even though it says commissions closed everywhere on my stuff, people are like, "Hey, Miz, can I commission you?" I'm like, "Yes, you can." And so I really appreciate everybody that commissioned me. The first one being Sable. I did for my bidathon doodles for everybody that donated like bits for me, and then Sable was like, I really like that sketch that you did. Turn it into an emote and an icon for me, please. I'll give you money. So I did this for Solus Sable. That's her little character, her VTuber. So I had a lot of fun working on this too, like fixing up my sketch and being like, what was I doing in this sketch? Exactly. So that was a lot of fun. And then just working on her character, it's so cute. So cute. Adorable. The next one, I want to give a big thank you to Space6. So Kyle, he trusted me with surprising his girlfriend with a business card. So I designed a business card. I worked with him. We worked for like a month secretly, trying to like make sure that she doesn't know about this business card for her crochet business. But yeah, I really like how it came out. It's so cute. I struggled with the dog so much, but I had a great time, and I love Rosie. And like the fact that he trusted me to make something for her is, I don't know, it feels like a big honor, you know? So I was just like, thanks for trusting me with this. And then also it's Shania. So I want to do something like, I don't know, I wanted it to be perfect for Shania as well. So, but yeah, I really like how it came out, and I can't wait to see her business that she does. So yeah. And then down here are all of his sub badges. His channel is Space Lamp 6. And so he was just like, I want different kind of lamps. And I was like, bet, I don't know anything about lamps. I just know lava lamp and regular lamp. I just know lava lamp and lamp. And so I did a bunch of research of just like types of lamps, different kind of lamps, lamp names, what qualifies as a lamp. So I did like a whole research thing or whatever about like what is a lamp? How did we get here? Why do we have lamps and stuff like that? So it was a lot of fun doing the research and like making the different lamp. This one, the second one is my favorite one. Like the face is just so cute. I can't.
It's
Like
very
you're
cute.
you're adorable. But yeah, I had a lot of fun working on this. We played around with backgrounds, colors, different types of lamps. I don't remember any of these lamp types besides lava lamp. They all have names, but I don't. This was like months ago, so but I don't remember. That goes to show that Ms. didn't actually learn anything in school. They just memorized, and then all of it went out their brain. The other person that also commissioned me a bunch was Gabriel Don't Snap Gab. She did a subathon and she got 200 subs. So that means that there's a lot of people that are sub that don't have sub badges and a lot of emote slots that just got unlocked. And she was like brainstorming on stream, like what should I do for sub badges? What should I do for my new animated emotes that I got? And she was just like brainstorming and then she was like, "Oh yeah, Miz is an artist." Hold on, I got a cough. I'm dying. But yeah, she was just like, "Miz, do you want to do my sub badges and my emotes?" And I was like, "Hell yeah. I'm so down to help a friend, but also thank you for trusting me and thinking of me." Um so for these are her sub badges. So she wanted her dog Appa to be, oh, I should have put a picture of Appa and Susu on the screen. That'd be so cute. Same with Rosie. But anyway, she wanted her dog Appa to be in different styles of dogs. So we have Scooby-Doo, we have Pluto, we have Snoopy, we have Blue's Clues, we have Courage the Cowardly Dog, Martha Speaks, Jake the Dog from Adventure Time, and Bluey. So I did those 8 different dogs. There were some other dogs. We were just like racking our brains for like, what are animated dogs? What are other dogs? I was gonna do Clifford as well, but like I was looking more at the dogs and like the different kind of dogs and the dogs that are similar to Appa, and I feel like you wouldn't really be able to tell where that dog is from if we did Clifford. So we were like, yeah, we're just gonna like cut Clifford. That's the one that stood out to me that we had cut. Um, but yeah, and then but I feel like all of these are super like recognizable. You'd be like, okay, if you've seen the show, you know where that dog is from. So I feel like I did a pretty good job doing that. And then for her animated emotes, we have her dog, Appa doing the yap. Cause there's a Twitch emote. I think it's called like the sub timber one where he's like yapping. She really liked that emote, but she was like, what if it was Appa? And I was like, say less. So I did her dog Appa. I love the little paw down here. It's so cute. But yeah, and then she wanted Susu doing a middle finger. And I was like, let's do 2 middle fingers. Why not?
You
um
said, "Let's up the ante."
exactly. And so she was like, I want Susu to be happy and then just like middle finger. So I was like, hell yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So we did this and I really like how they came out. And then also the other thing too with these commissions is that like I find it so funny that a lot of them include like animals. I don't draw animals, but I was like, I'm gonna lock in and I'm gonna try. And I did, and I think I did a good job making these dogs. But yeah, those are the commissions, and then the last one is the biggest one that I worked on. I think I worked on it for like a month and some change as well. So Kyle and Gab, again, Gabriel Don't Snap and Space I'm 6, commissioned me again, and they were like, we're starting a podcast. We need branding, and we want you to work on the branding for us and do all the art for us. And I was just like, dude, I've had so many classes in college that were branding projects. I'm locked in. So I did the art for the Spaced Out podcast. We went back and forth. We worked on different things, and this is what we came up with. I'm gonna put my character all the way down here. It's just gonna be my eyes. Sorry, chat. But we worked on the Spaced Out podcast. So we have their little characters here that's at the top. When they go live, they have the characters on the screen. And then we have the banner for YouTube and I think for Spotify. I'm pretty sure this shows up on Spotify too. And then we have their actual profile picture. We have the thumbnail when they have no guests, and then they have a thumbnail when they have guests. They put the guest little profile picture like in the middle here between them. And then we have these two, which are their chairs. I don't know what they use these two for. They might switch it up every once in a while, and I just haven't noticed every podcast. But we just have these, and then we have all the numbers as well for when they do the thumbnail. But yeah, it was really cool to work on the Spaced Out podcast and do all the art for them. I think it really came together, especially coming up with like colors, sketches, what we wanted the profile picture to look like, what we wanted their little characters to look like, what art style we wanted to go with. They want to go with something a lot more softer, a lot more rounder, because they are high and they're just like, we're not in like a jagged state. We're in a very like lucid state when we're doing this podcast, and they are. It's always a fun time in the podcast though, so you guys should watch it every Tuesday on either of their channels. But yeah, that's all the art that I did for 2024. Miz is all done, and surprisingly they remembered most of what they did. So oh, and also I forgot to say in the beginning of this, this is all my digital art that I did. I didn't include like my paintings that I did because I did paint a lot, and I didn't include my cross stitches. um but yeah, this is all the digital art that I did. Most of it, at least, that I remembered. But yeah. Any
Awesome.
questions? Anything I should go back to? Any reprimands? Am I in trouble?
Not reprimands.
Got to bring out the beat down palette. No, it's fantastic. It is
Yeah. Ooh.
always really cool to get to see people do in a year's time because I feel like we forget like what we end up ultimately finishing in a year. And I also just love seeing the progress from like month to month and like what your big scale projects were. It's really awesome.
Yeah. Thank
You do
you.
fantastic work, Miz.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the round of applause, chat. Appreciate it. All right.
Love to see it.
If that is all, I will exit, and then Lou is going to share his. Okay. I got it. Bam. Yes, sir. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
So 2024 year progress was kind of hard to put together because I don't really have a concept of time, unfortunately. I I lose track of days and weeks very quickly. It's my superhuman skill, or as you would say, my extraterrestrial skill, is not knowing what week or day or hour it
Eh.
is. I have alarms for everything. But it was really fun putting this together, so I hope you guys kind of like a little progress. I did by month, so something for every month that there was anything of like really of note. And then my last couple slides are a bit like bigger projects or like items that kind of have the same theme or took place in a similar span of time. So let's go. Let's start with January. Ooh, the crunch. So so for January was actually my first model. Was the first time Lou ever appeared in streaming was when I designed my really like actually my first ever PNG duber. This design is actually created by my lovely sister Kiwi. And it was just a really fun time. Like I got to do a bunch of research about like what is even like PNG like models, like what I need to do, what are the specs, and then trying to make it seem more alive was also really fun. Um, I think that at that point I still watching a bunch of streamers, I still do. But also trying to figure out like what could make a model really interesting. And what I noticed was that not a lot of models are done um, not in like the front facing position. A lot of models are face front. Um, but I thought it could be really fun to have like the audience like looking over at an angle at a model, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Um, this might have been peak design for me, honestly. Look at that primary palette. So good. Um, but yeah, let's go on to February. So February was when I did the final character designs for something me and my sister Kiwi were working on, which we were doing a tabletop RPG, Monster Hearts. So since we were kind of doing it as like a duo play, we both created a group of characters and of course fleshed out background characters. Um, and I struggled to design these characters when we first started working on them about a year and a half ago. But this year I was able to actually nail down designs for all three of them. With my favorite boy who gave me the most trouble, Gregory, sweet little Gregory. Um, it's really nice when like you struggle really hard to like nail down a design, and then you get that brain juice, to keep going. The really big thing about these characters is why I wanted them to all share similar lighting effect. So lighting coming down from an angle for all three photos so that they kind of share this cohesion together, but have very different tonal palettes. So for the older sister Zoe in the corner up there in purple, um, she is like the most traumatized teenager, I would say. So her color palettes are always cold toned. So she's always wearing like whites and like lavenders and cold blues to really like bring in the contrast or like the chill with the character. While Gregory, while he has like oddly green hair naturally, he's a really warm toned character, pinging on even reds. And with Aster, Aster is favorite lovely alternative queen. I wanted her to have more muted like colors for her. So the brightest thing about her being her hair, while everything else has a desaturation to it. So she's more silhouette work than the other two. Um, I don't know, just a joy. I love playing with temperatures with pieces, and I feel like these three really capsulate my beginning to scratch that itch of wanting to do temperature work. But yeah, we'll swing over to March. So in March, I actually did fan art, which um I don't know if I really talk about this. I don't normally do fan art. I tend to stray away from fan art. It's something I'm more willing to do as of recently. But the Princess Peach game had came out, and I love Nintendo princesses.
Yes.
They are my favorite. Peach, Daisy, love them to bits. And so, with Princess Peach being my favorite, I had to draw her in some of these really cute outfits because I just loved how every level of that game had a different outfit and a different theme, and it was too cute. I had to do it. I was also experimenting with a more simplified cartoon method of drawing because I tend to rear very closely into like semi-realism. So I wanted to do cartooning, and I thought, who better than to do cartooning work than with Princess Peach? And I love this. Like it's still one of my favorite um it probably one of my favorite fan arts I've done in a really, really long time. And then in the top right corner, this is when I began to get really interested in fashion design. I've always had like a love for it. Like I enjoy collecting fashion illustration books. Um, I don't really talk about it often, but I love fashion. I love aesthetics, and I love when people decide to accessorize or dress themselves in a certain way. I find that very interesting. I am very interested in why people dress the way that they do, and like how fashion is a what's the good word for it? It's an expression of who we are and where we come from. So I really do love tech and streetwear. I don't personally wear it often, but I love the silhouettes of it. And I love how you can kind of like make a character seem more boxy or bigger just by changing the silhouette of an item. So like, the really big hoodie with shorts, but also on top of that, deciding to layer it with like leggings underneath to create this like more like blocked out shape where there's not a lot of like skin being shown, I think is a really like fun character blocking method. But yeah, March was really fun. I think the fan art was probably the highlight of March, like genuinely.
I love it
Okay,
so much.
yeah. Swing around to April. Oh, May. Did I not know my months? Probably not. I exist. I don't do much. Um, so May was a really weird month for me this year. So this year in May, I was planning my wedding. Um, me and my husband not impulsively went to the courthouse, but we had been talking. We had been engaged for like maybe 2 years at that point, and we decided that we were gonna get married. So we went to the courthouse, and we realized that when you pick up the paperwork to get married in our state, you have 60 days between picking up the paperwork and like the officiant sending your marriage license. So I didn't really do a lot of like work in May because I was too busy planning my wedding and folding napkins and doing table arrangements. But while I was doing all that, my local LGBT organization had a art contest because our local baseball team got a little sub team that wasn't a part of their like league application or league like status. So they had a new mascot, and the local LGBT community like organization was joking that they were dating because they were both like mascots. And so they had a competition where you could submit your art of like ship art of the characters to go on that year's Pride shirt.
That is awesome.
Um, and I actually won the art competition. Uh, that was like the highlight or the second highlight of Pride that year that my art appeared on our local organization's Pride merch, which all their donation and money goes back into the organization so that we can continue to have a LGBT organization because for a really long time in my town we didn't have one. Like, so that organization means a lot to me personally, and of course a lot to my husband as well. So when the competition came around, I was like, I don't normally do competitions, but I felt a strong need to do it. So that piece is really special to me because it's like the first art competition I've ever won, and me and my husband got married on June 1st. So we got married on the first day of Pride. So it was a great feeling to finally get married, and then on top of that, like my art appear very present in the queer community for my area.
Wow.
Um, Another highlight of May was I was still working on that cartooning style and just trying to get a better grasp on simple silhouettes. That's something I really struggle with. I go high detail on a lot of stuff. So really trying to break down and simplify shapes to where they're still readable, but still have a lot of charm to them. I really do like how the simple illustrations came out. And of course, to the far left and underneath the Pride ship art is actually a different color block method for the same character of desaturation because I was really interested in. I know Over the Garden Wall has a very interesting color palette selection because their colors aren't bright. They're desaturated, which is, in my opinion, kind of interesting for what is supposed to be geared towards a children's show. Because a lot of times in children's show, you see a lot of clean, bright colors, but Over the Garden Wall uses desaturated colors. So I wanted to play around with how that would look with simplified art. Um, I really do like this cartooning. Actually, looking at it now, I'm like, oh wait, I was cooking. I did something with this.
It's so good.
All right, let's go on to the next month. I don't remember. I took out some months because they just weren't. Nothing was really popping for me.
Also, before we move on, can we get hypes in the chat for Lou getting married? Oh my
Yes,
god.
got married in June.
Wow.
Well,
Is that the next
six.
one?
Uh, yeah, I think June is. I don't think I did a lot of art because after I had sped run prepping a wedding, I was so tired. Um, but I did do some ship art for my lovely friend Samomo. We have a poly ship together of our kids, and so these two characters are really cute. This is Ren and their husband Leon. Rin has like possesses magic and they're really powerful, but they, to them it comes so naturally. While their husband Leon doesn't have any magic at all, and so we constantly joke that they're the Hal and Sophie, like in the beginning half of the Howl's Moving Castle. Um, and I had a blast just drawing this because we were going back and forth, and it's like, well, who would be Hal and who would be Sophie? And I was just like, well, clearly, like Rin would be Hal, and Sophie would be Leon. And I don't know, I had fun. I also I don't really do a lot of clouds, so I was playing around with a bunch of like brushes, and I just really ended up using like a texture shading brush and just blending and moving colors around as much as possible, which honestly makes me miss painting, like painting in real life. It really does. But no, I had a lot of fun with this. I will say this piece will never have a physical print. And it is because I drew it on such a small canvas. It was supposed to be what was it? I think I was going to do a 15 by 15, and it's like a 5 by 5, if not smaller. I
Oh
can never get a physical
no.
print of it. All I have is the image in the video.
All right, time to redraw it.
Yeah, I know.
Do the
Back to
clouds
the garage.
exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. You want to know how I realized it?
Ow.
I realized it when I was importing the video. I was like, man, this is such a small video size. And I looked at the canvas and I was like, son of a bitch. I did it again. I can't read. I don't know what's next. Oh, August,
Ooh.
September, monochrome character studies. Oh, these are so dear to me. So these two pieces are actually going to be future prints that I'm going to be selling at art shows locally. It's Mother's Grief and Father's Wrath. They are monochrome character studies of my character Vlad. Um, I adore this character. A big reason as to why I do what I do character-wise is because like growing up in the early 2000s, a lot of like queer characters were not visual, right? And then there wasn't a lot of trans mass characters. And so that kind of has like this almost empty void of like representation. And so Vlad is really important to me in that aspect because I don't know, I just want to I don't know, show off trans mask in a way that is beautiful and like very like sculpture and statue-esque like because I feel like a lot of times um it's a hit or miss really trying to find my words. They're just really important pieces to me as like a trans person myself. I want there to be almost a celebration of it, and having trans representation in what could potentially be seen as more traditional, like stylistic, like paintings or even like statue almost. I felt was really important because we don't have things like that. So these two pieces are really important to me because it takes a lot of the knowledge I have from traditional art and like classical art and puts a very modern spin on it. Um, and it's just something I'm really proud of these two pieces. Um, they have a little soft spot in my heart. Getting choked up talking about it. I love Vlad. I love these two pieces, and I can't wait to bring them to art shows because I want there to be more queer representation in not only my local art community, but just abroad in general.
I can't wait for them to be in the art show either. These
Yeah,
No,
are
for real.
amazing. I love it.
I I love these two pieces. These are actually two pieces where I didn't do my typical methods. The shading and blending is actually pretty low on these pieces, which helps lend a more textural appearance. And
Mm.
Father's Wrath is actually done, and it's a new style I've been experimenting with, where it's a lot more looser and like lining and shading. Because if you look really close on Father's Wrath, there's like actually jagged lines that come off of the subject, and it's to kind of aid in this like sharp feeling, and I really like that method. But yeah, my darlings for this year.
Wow.
So then we have November. The only thing I really did of like really cool note in November was the one palette challenge, because in October I started my new job, so I haven't really been doing a lot of, or been able to do a lot of work. Um, and then the Void is another monochromatic art study. I've been having a really large fascination with like zoomed in perspectives. So I've been doing some work on that, and I don't know. Sometimes it's just really good to do simplistic art. I mean, I think as artists, we all did that one eye in like our school notebook, right? So why not make it fun? I That was probably the most like loosey goosey I've been with my art as of late. Was working on the Void. Um, it's also another one I want to bring as a miniature print to future art shows. Um, because I really do want to expand outside of my horizon this upcoming year, and potentially with a less focus on character design work and more of a focus on illustrative pieces. But yeah, that was November. Let's see. Oh yay, long-term projects. Okay, I can't remember which one's first. Our internet idol, Hatsune Miku.
Miku.
So another real fun fact about me, I love Hatsune Miku. Um, I have a ridiculous collection of Hatsune Miku figurines. It's right up there with Cinnamon Roll for me. Um, but again, I don't really do a lot of fan art. Um, so Miku is breaking me away from that, wanting to draw characters that I genuinely love and like to celebrate just the funness of fan art. I think I did all these pieces in the span of 2 weeks.
Mm.
Yes, our queen Hatsune Miku. So I just picked from I did I did 3 classics. Um Rolling Girl, World is Mine. I can't remember, I can't pronounce the yellow one. I can't pronounce it. And then of course Mesmerizer, which recently came out last year, which is the one in the top corner with the dining outfit. That was really a return to form. That one just shook the community, and a lot of people joined the Vocaloid community because of Mesmerizer. Um, Hatsune Miku is one of like my favorite characters, just pure on principle of like how a community can have like a character and they just become a darling. Um, I love Vocaloid for that, and genuinely was like Vocaloid was my early preteens into my like late teens. Uh, and then once I got over the whole like I don't want to be cringe, I have fallen back into Vocaloid.
Yes,
I
embrace the
live
cringe.
embrace the
Yes.
cringe. Agree. Love Vocaloid. All right, what's our next slide? I can't remember. Ah,
Oh
Yay!
my gosh!
ah,
I'm a little biased.
got a little
What?
biased.
Wait, I never seen this one. Oh my wait,
Yeah, I haven't been
sorry.
able to use it yet.
You
Okay.
gotta use it.
Oh
It's
my
been debuted now.
god.
Yes.
Sorry,
So
I'm gonna stop.
no, you're fine. So about 5 months, me and Walian worked pretty closely together to bring their PNG tubers to life. Um, was super fun. This is the first time I've ever done PG like models for somebody else. A lot of my skills with streaming and anything in general, I learned firsthand by working for myself. And so to be able to work with Walian and bring their 3 characters to life was a fun. It was really fun. Um, all 3 backgrounds are separate renders. I think I can't remember if I flattened them down or not. And in the process, we even got to do some fun little fashion designs for Bruce. It was great. In the bottom right corner is the cityscape that's actually in THUGBATMAN's window. Um, it was just really fun because really cool thing about Walian's characters is that they're all kind of interconnected. So it was really fun to kind of, I guess, put Easter eggs from one model screen to another. Um, which sounds fun until you realize you can't really reuse assets because of angling. But it was really fun to do. Um, and just I don't know, getting to bring people's like models to life and like their like personas, like getting like not only the challenge but the honor to do that is always exciting. Um, it was really fun. I had a blast working on these three models just because like each model required a different technique, whether that was in lighting or shading or anything really. Um, they all require different methods and different approaches, which is a fantastic way to sharpen skills. Um, I don't know. I had a blast, and just to getting to know that these are getting used is even like funner, because I feel like as digital artists, a lot of times we kind of finish a piece and we don't think about what happens to it afterwards. But knowing that these three pieces are going to be, for the most part present on someone else's channel while they do their work is just really heartwarming to me. So I appreciate you letting me get to work on
Yes.
them. It was really great.
I'm just happy that you even came to me with the ideal. Like, I'm very thankful for that because I honestly I would have never done all this myself.
You literally mentioned it to me once, and I was like, wait, I'm an artist. I can do that. I have the skills required. But yeah, it was a blast. All three of the characters are so drastically different from each other, um, that even the palettes are different. Um, and all the toning is different. So it was basically, even though it was the same project, it was like fresh start every model. Like the same techniques used for Thug would not be the same techniques used for Walian, and vice versa. And that was just, it was a good challenge to sharpen skills that I knew I was lacking in, especially with background work.
Bro,
But yeah.
these aren't even mine, and I'm geeked, bro. These like give me, those dress up games. That's what this reminds me of. I feel like
Mhm.
this is like the same, even though they're different, but it still feels like these would be like in a game, like a dress up game series. And
Mhm.
it's just like it's this one at like Home Life, and then you have like the mystical girl one. You have like the gamer girl. Bro, these are so cute.
Hey, my girl. Yeah, real
Move
fun
out of
fact.
comfort, the Nikki devs.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Gonna be a wig. But no, really fun fact about these three models is that the only thing they share in common is the face.
Yeah.
Mm.
And even then, it's really get technical. It's the nose, the lip, and the jaw. That is the only thing the bottles share in common.
Mhm.
Because
Mm.
eye shape, the brows, and then hairline placement is all different.
Mhm.
And I think maybe Bruce and Whaley share ears. Like in
Mm.
Doug's original sketch, the ear shape was different. But you can't tell because Doug has their gaming headphones on. Um, I don't know, it was just really fun. I got to work my brain a little bit harder than I normally would.
Wow. Wow.
And then my last slide kills it. No.
Yeah.
No.
So over the span of 3 months, I really wanted to bring for my channel a brand new model design. Um, because this design that I currently have is going to be my final design until we hit another like big, um, like hallmark. Oop. um, so for about 3 months, I went through 5 different character designs and concepts. bringing them to life in different methods. So originally I was going to do a 2D model because I wanted to stress myself out. I finished the 2D model and then realized I did not like the design.
That's so real.
uh oh, the pain, the suffering that I went through. I learned this year alone I have learned 7 different softwares.
Mm.
I learned Blender. I am
Yes.
somewhat proficient in Blender. I have too much time on my hands. I had too much time on my hands. But I really just wanted to make a slide dedicated to all the work I did that will never be seen.
I mean, if you don't applaud yourself, who will?
Yeah, exactly. Where are my
Wait,
flowers?
this background
Mhm.
was done in Blender?
No, that background's done in Clip.
Oh, okay. It looks like
Mm.
it could have
You
been
know,
done in Blender.
I
Mhm.
learned Blender so I could make my own 3D assets, and then realized I didn't need to use Blender to make my own 3D assets for my VTuber model. 3D.
Cute.
So I learned a whole software for nothing. What's new? I can't read. I just draw, I doodle. Um, but yeah, it was really fun trying to, I guess, encapsulate what I like finally like get a solid design down for here until the coming of Christ, all right? I'm not doing any more. I can't take it. I'm driving myself crazy, which is the worst. Um, but yeah, I haven't debuted this screen yet. So chat, get ready.
Wow.
I'm gonna take you into the kitchen
Oh.
and burn
Oh.
toast. How's that sound?
Oh.
Sounds exciting. Sounds good. Uh,
Ooh.
and it may or may not be animated. Still working on that.
I was gonna ask, does that smoke move? I need to know.
It does.
Mhm.
It does, and it makes me want to cry.
Dude, I love
Wait.
animating smoke. It's so fun.
Oh. I've just basically stepped into simple animation, and I want to eat a chair. Yeah. But yeah, I had a lot of fun trying to figure out the vibe I want it to have for the final model. And
This is the final
I don't
model?
know.
Is the final model on the screen with us? Or am I
Yes,
tripping?
final model is the far
Mm.
right one
This one with the green hair. Okay.
with the green hair. Yeah.
Cute.
It's
Pink,
so
you've been
cute.
abandoned. No more pink. Illegal.
No more
This one right
Google
here with the apron gives me like those dating sim games. This is a dating sim character. You walk up and you're like,
Yes.
I'm gonna romance this
Yeah.
this calf worker.
Yes.
Yes, I will eventually be doing a 2D model
Oh.
that will be coming. It will be for this design, which
Ooh.
that one with the apron is actually it's the closest to the current design
Mm.
before the new model. So
Ooh.
it will the 2D model will probably look like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's another subscription I have to buy. I do know the software because I learned the software for the far left one. Um, but we suffer together. Maybe I'll do it on stream. Take you guys along for the ride and punish you as much as I'm punishing myself. Okay.
30 whiplashes for chat every time Lou gets stressed.
Exactly. But yeah, that's it. That is my 2024 year
Wow.
progress.
Yay, so good.
Dude, I love it. Wait,
You.
can I do this? Wait, no. Oh, I do want to see this again. That's so cute. Can I go back to 1? Yeah. No, 2. It's on 2. Page 2, I think. So you started with that and then ended with the other one. I love it. I love seeing like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you started with one and you're just like, I'm gonna go different. Cause this isn't Oni. You started as a demon, or is this still an alien? Would you say?
So, the original concept for my VTuber was the joke between what's the difference between a monster and an alien. The answer is none.
Mm.
True.
The answer is
Very true.
perspective. Um, so I was always an alien. It's just it had more Oni features because I loved
Mhm.
horned designs.
Yes.
But then I realized within my branding for my streaming that that did not come across, and I appeared more as a monster VTuber than I did an alien VTuber,
Mm.
which is why slowly Lou lost his horns and got antenna, and then I had the palette change to push that design more, and I finally landed on this design currently because it just works. Just works.
Yeah, it's very oh, what's the name of that one game? Is it Space Station 5?
Ah,
Like with Ooh La La?
yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
But really funny enough, this final design is actually based off one of my favorite dating sims,
Mm.
Oh.
which is a dramatical murder because I'm trash.
Oh
Trash. That
no!
stuff changed my brain chemistry. I was like 16,
Oh
altered forever.
Yes.
no!
You ever wonder why I am the way I am? It's that.
Dude,
I
oh
just
my
always think of that
gosh.
dog on some Alba.
Oh, oh, but
Mm, mm.
that wrecked me. I was like, oh my god, I'm
No,
in too
for
deep.
real.
That was a special route. I play that once a year just to remind myself of my humble beginnings, my origin story, truly. But yeah, no, it's been real.
Nice.
It's been fun. I guess we can say it's been real fun. That was 2024, 2025. I'm coming for your gizzards.
Yes. Wow.
All right, so this is a year in art with Walian. Um, we're starting off. Off the route, I have some art that I also worked on this year, but it's not necessarily in the order of when it came out or uh directly related to the slide. Just because I didn't have space for all the art I made this year, I actually ended up making a lot of art this year. Which we'll kind of get into later. But yeah, we're gonna be just an overview of the presentation I made. This art is actually what I made last year. I technically made it December, I want to say, of last year, but I shared it this year, so I'm just gonna say it counts. It was like my New Year art. That's why I made this one. Um, yeah, we're gonna have our monthly highlights, go over some of the achievements, the things I accomplished this year, some future goals, and then a little reflection period. Yeah, January through April. Because like I said, I made a lot of art this year. A lot of themed art. So January, let's see. Could do my laser pointer. Yeah. January, I actually made all my PFPs, all my profile pictures. And it's crazy because I had to look back, go through my Procreate, see what date I actually like started on my art. Because I was trying to, to keep track of the art and the timing. Because I kind of, like I usually kind of finish things very soon after I start them, but especially like earlier in the year, I got very confused what I actually like made, and I do tend to mix up my months a lot for when things were actually like made and finished when they're made very close together. So I was kind of surprised to realize, oh, I didn't make my PFPs last year. I actually made them this year. Like I kind of started off the year with that. So yeah, this is Bryce. Um, Honestly, as much as I like Walian's design, making Bryce was so fun, and I really like how Bryce turned out just because of the hair. Like, Um, it was. It's always something I struggle with doing is hair. Um, I'll be honest, I couldn't even tell you why it's so difficult for me. It just kind of is like just trying to figure out how to not always give people helmet heads and actually like show hair strands and all that stuff. So this turned out really fun. It was really nice. I also had a lot of fun kind of giving them their different like things to differentiate them from each other because they are their own characters, even though I basically just kind of take the base um, and I just go back in and like just edit what needs to be edit to create the different personas. Um, but yeah, I really like how her eyebrows turned out. I like her lipstick, the two-tone. I like her eyelashes. So yeah, I chose that one. See, what's after January? Yes, February I drew taco members, but I think this was before we had the taco Discord. When did you make the taco Discord, Ms.?
I think we made it in like right before I finished my last job, so like maybe April, I think.
Hmm.
April, May.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds about right. So I guess I might have manifested the taco collective cuz I just wanted to like draw other streamers. And so I was like, oh, well, Ms., HRE, and Lou all have little characters. And like, I just, it's not necessarily something I started off intentionally trying to do, but kind of naturally, I wanted to just try things I hadn't done before and try art I hadn't done before. Because, admittedly, I am very susceptible to, not necessarily peer pressure, but you could say I was very inspired because y'all draw people all the time, and it looks so fun when y'all do it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna suck it up. I'm gonna actually try drawing people in more realistic things instead of always doing abstract and nature scenes. So I was like, I have people that already do like have characters and your characters are very fun and interesting. So I was like, okay, I'll try this. So I drew yeah, I drew Lou, Ms. and HRE. That's what I did in February. And I really like how Lou turned out. Mainly because again, I really struggle with hair, so I don't actually hate this hair. I still kind of, messed up when I went in to try and like draw the different twists. Um, but you can just pretend that it's because I originally was going to have the hair kind of like over the horns, but it kind of is giving the hair ended up behind the horns, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the sweater. And I'll be honest, actually one of the hardest things drawing these is trying to figure out everyone's aura. Like the aura to give everyone. That actually was quite hard in the background. Um which I guess is kind of funny, but that's just the way my brain works. I was like, it's got to be perfect. It has to make sense. I mean, only the owners of the characters can say if the auras make sense, but I'm happy with how that turned out too. I like um the split colors. March, I couldn't help myself. I had to go back to the abstract. I had to go back to my roots. One of the first things I made when I started doing digital art, because when I started doing digital art, I started with dot picked. I mean, technically, I've done like art before, but when I started making it and sharing it online, and I guess kind of being a bit more serious about making art and putting a little more intent into it rather than just like drawing random things. I started drawing a lot of portals. Like one of the first things I drew was like this island portal. I would honestly have to show the art. It's kind of hard to explain, but it was an island portal, and I just kept drawing portals. And so in March, I drew this portal, um, which I cheekily named "Happy People Don't Draw Abstract Art," cause that is kind of how I started off drawing and sharing art. Cause I had a conversation with someone, and they're just like, "Oh, like I didn't realize that you started doing pixel art," because like for me it was very meditative. Cause I was having like a bit of a hard time, especially cause I like struggle with my words a lot, but I'm a writer, so I wasn't very happy. But I like being creative, so I was just kind of been finding new and different ways to be creative. So I've always liked pixel art and that kind of art style. So I got into that, started doing all this abstract stuff, and that kind of pulled me out of my creative slump. And now like I still make art. Um and honestly this year kind of has been part of that journey of like, okay, I'm not in a slump, but I'm still kind of making this art. So I guess like where else can I go with this? What else can I do? And so I really like this cuz I don't know, to me it's just it shows a maturation of kind of my earlier work. I've transitioned from, kind of doing this meditative, thoughtless pixel art to being a little more uh intentional with my art and really putting a lot more thought and effort into it. And then in April, I made a whole bunch of fantasy fruit. Which is such a shift, but that is so me. Cause I just realized that, I have all of these fantasy worlds, but when it comes to the world building, there are just certain things I don't consider immediately, but I'm like, wait, my characters need to eat. The world is more than just like buildings and kingdoms and I don't know, naming conventions. Like, what are these people eating? What do their gardens look like? What kind of things do you find when you're traveling on the road and you need to stop and have a little snack on something? Like, what is growing in the woods that you could forage on? So I drew a bunch of fantasy fruit. It also kind of became a not adventure, but a I guess like a lesson in texture. I became really focused in on the texture, and this is the first one I drew. I call it the Persberry because in my head, like you can't see it because of the angle I drew it, but imagine that the stem itself, because um it kind of vines off the plant. It has a kind of uh flexible, thin, like branch, I guess. And imagine that it kind of like wraps around itself and it kind of like wraps around its own vine and leaves, kind of like a little draw bag. And the inside is very moist and um like juicy, and that's why it's called the purse fruit. It's like biting into a like bag of flavor that just explodes in your mouth. And I really liked the coloring on it and the little spots I added in the leaves. And in my head, well, not so much in my head, I literally did take my inspiration for the leaves off of like basil leaves, and how basil leaves kind of have this little like furry texture to them. And I just really kind of ended up looking at different edible plants and took bits and pieces of them and incorporated that into the different berries I ended up drawing. Like the last one I drew was the ghost berry, and it's very similar to a currant, except unlike currants, which kind of grow on like bushes, these plants and currants, like white currants, are kind of like they're semi clear, but they're not quite clear. But these berries are like almost entirely clear, and you could like see through them, which is why I drew the background of that one to be like a rainbow, so you could like see how like see through it is, and it grows off of these trees that are like weeping trees. So yeah, that was January through April. May through August. Um, I'm gonna be honest, this year I was kind of in my feelings. You know, I'm having my Saturn return. Y'all might not know what that means if you're not into astrology like that, but if you are, I really don't gotta say more. It's definitely been a lot of growth. This year has really been about growth and pushing my limits and, you know, testing boundaries and putting, you know, putting lessons to use and just really learning and trying to grow. And honestly, like every way and in every like aspect and direction of my life. But also being okay with having failure and like trying things that don't quite go all the way. Like with this art, even this says June 24th, but that's because I made this in May for an art challenge. It was Strawberry Days. And you know, and obviously in April I had just made all this fantasy berries. So I saw Strawberry Days and I said, "Great. Perfect. I know exactly what to do. I have all these fantasy berries. This is going to be great." But then I thought a little more and I was like, "Actually, I want to save my berries for something else. I want to like I kind of took a step back cuz I wanted to like further explore the topic of fantasy fruit. Cuz again, I set off to make fantasy fruit. It turned into just fantasy berries. But I was like, there's so much more to the vegetable world, or you know, the edible food world, or edible plant world than just berries. You could tell where my mind is all the time though. I love berries, so it's hard for me to think of any other kind of fruit. I'm gonna be honest. But I was like, there's more to the world than just berries. I need to, you know, let's take a step back from that and try something else. And especially I love stories. I love a good theme. So I was like, well, let's find a new theme. Um I did reuse or like repurpose one of my fantasy berry pictures for the first week of Strawberry Days, but then the next three art, because you know I did want to try something new. When I started making the art for it, this kind of story came out. And this was for the last week of Strawberry Days. It kind of culminated into this anatomic heart that is full of yummy, gooey berry goodness, full of this berry jam. Um, I'm still trying to figure out what the bees are supposed to symbolize. It still hasn't come to me yet. Maybe one day it will. The bees are there. I don't know why, but they are. It was really fun making the bees. They're very. I like how the fuzz turned out. Um, but yeah, it was very. Honestly, this entire series, and this picture especially, was just very out of my norm. Like trying to draw an anatomic heart when I barely draw an anatomic anything. Like I don't even really be drawing you know, like buildings with rulers, you know. So that was out of the norm. But then on top of that, I decided to have the brilliant ideal of having the heart be like ripped open, bleeding its little berry guts everywhere. Um, you know, spitting out its little berry blood. It was just so far left for me. But I did it, and I think it turned out quite nice. I had a lot of fun with it. And then I realized that the Strawberry Days challenge was one started by a children's picture book author, and that's what most of the people were. So I'm very happy no one like got mad at me for my Strawberry Days art. Everyone was pretty nice and uh just happy to be supporting each other and supporting, and I found a lot of new artists too that I really enjoy. So
I'm sure the kids would enjoy the bleeding heart. I think they'd get it. Yeah.
Any cool kids, at least.
you know, I made it for the kids that perhaps like to watch scary movies with their parents, I guess. But yeah, that was May, and actually in June I took part in another challenge. The coffee Discord was having a art swap, so I took part in that, and my partner for that, they they are a fan of Genshin. So still wanting to like step out of my comfort zone and like, you know, really try new things and get better at drawing and have a wider drawing vocabulary, if you will. Um I decided to draw their favorite couple and actually like draw the couple and not just like symbols of the couple, or like a symbolized image of the couple. Like I kind of originally what I wanted to do was actually like make a playlist for them, but they were like music isn't really their thing. So I was like, dang, I'm really gonna have to actually try something new and try something different. Like I can't just kind of fudge this and get away with it. Okay, because you want to make something that the other person will actually enjoy. So I was like, all right, let me put on my thinking cap. But I was just having such, because I'm not into Genshin like that anymore. So I'm like, I don't remember enough to like try and make something easy essentially. So originally I was gonna draw them on like having a picnic in like not in a garden, but like in one of the parts of the world, because they're from the Mondstadt world, and it's a kind of like a pastoral world. Well, world, or is it country? Like they're from the Mondstadt
Yeah, that
country,
one's very
which is like
pastoral.
yeah, it's like a pastoral world. Or it is a pastoral world. So originally I was gonna have them in like this one section of the city, which I know has like a little green space, and I was gonna have them having a little picnic there. I was having so much trouble trying to draw bodies. I had references. I was tracing, I was looking at the reference. Excuse me. I was, doing everything in my mind just could not my mind just could not figure it out, and I couldn't just wrap my head around it, which is part of why I don't draw people that much, because some days my aphantasia is okay, and some days my aphantasia is like, what is a human? A human is HUMAN, and that's literally what my mind produces, the letters HUMAN. That's the only way I can imagine a person. So I was having one of those moments, and they ended up giving me their side of the art very quickly. So I was like, they're busy. I don't want them to, have to wait too long. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna freak out. I'm just gonna try, something a little different. And so I ended up just drawing them at the inn or like pub, wherever the places people like go for drinks in that um city, and they're enjoying the wine that one of the characters really likes, their favorite wine, and it's like he's sharing it with the other character and like kind of putting him on and like flirting a little bit. And I drew their hands both reaching for the wine. Like the one character's like, oh, let me pour this out for you, and the other character's like, oh, teehee, like, no, let me pour, like, that's fine, you don't have to, I could pour it for myself, I just poured it for you. So I was like, yay. I think this turned out great. Is it the lines are shaky? Yes. Um, could there be more shading? Absolutely. But for how I normally draw, this is like the Mona Lisa to me. um, what's after June? July. Yes, July. I went back in my music bag. Y'all know it's not a year if I haven't made a playlist or 500 and made some cover art to go with the playlist. I'm trying to remember if the playlist, I think the art came first, but as I was working on it, because again, I really became interested in just like really focusing in on specific things while making art this year. So I kind of got obsessed with using a single palette and really zeroing in on the texture of it. And I think at this point I started using like one brush to make my art, or like focusing on like one brush, like one brush pack. If I wasn't just using one brush, I would just use one brush pack to really make everything more cohesive and um just kind of honestly, I think, yeah, just focusing on the cohesiveness of everything. So I ended up drawing this, had a lot of fun with it. But when I was done, I was like, this is like an album cover to me. You need to make a playlist to go with it. So I made a playlist to go with it. And then August, I asked on my Instagram for other people to give me um color palettes. And this time, kind of inspired by this, I was like, oh, it would actually be really fun to, make a art and make a playlist to go with the art. Um, which I feel like is what I did a couple Valentines ago. So I just kind of went back to that ideal just without the Valentine's themes. I think I had 4 playlists. One of them, or 4 palettes. One of them was suggested by Ms. Um, uh-oh. Oh, I just realized that my stream manager is kind of being weird. But yeah, one of them was suggested by Ms. I think one of them I made, no, 2 of them I made up, and one of them was a palette I already had in my saved palettes. But kind of what happened again with like making the art for the Strawberry Days is that like story kind of came out with this art. But it actually ended up because of the playlist. Like I feel like while I was putting the playlist together, trying to find songs that match the images, which were just supposed to be kind of like, random, because it was about the palettes, and the palettes were all like kind of randomly chosen. So I wasn't really thinking they would end up going together, but they actually ended up kind of working out and like telling the story through the art and through the playlist, which was really fun. And it is September through November. I didn't make any art in December. No rhymes intended. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. September, I think I actually started maybe in August. I'll be honest, I was really busy this year, so the months and what exactly happened when kind of blur for me. Um, which now that I think about, I think that is why I pre-made all my art for Strawberry Days, because I was very busy in May, especially. I forgot that's why I even did that. Whew, that's how busy I've been this year. I forgot how busy I even was. um, but yeah, September I was watching Psyche K, and I've never ever in my life drawn fan art before. I wouldn't even count my first OC as fan art because like I'm not a fan of Sonic, but my friends were fans of Sonic's, and they were all making OCs, so I made an OC too. But like, she might as well be her own character, and she is her own character now. Like, she's this multi-dimensional being. And by multi-dimensional, I mean she's literally belongs to many different dimensions. Um, so yeah, so I was watching Psyche K and I was really enjoying it and having a lot of fun. And I just really like the characters and their designs, and they're just like so interesting to me. So I just drew the main character. Um don't ask me his name. I can't remember his name. Y'all probably know the name. The anime's been out for a while. It's very popular in the manga. Well, I guess the comics. Either way, so yeah, I decided why not? I'm gonna keep my streak of drawing people going and trying new things and being out of my comfort zone. So I drew the main character, and it's kind of funny because part of why I like the character is because he's so expressive. Because he doesn't actually like physically talk much, if at all. He talks with his mind because he's psychic, and he lets his like expression do all the talking for him, which one, very relatable. We love a psychic autistic king. Um, but two, I just thought it'd be really fun to draw like a very expressive character. But I did kind of end up drawing his like more kind of like serious blank. I'm annoyed, quote unquote, with everyone face, because he's not actually that annoyed with everyone, or else he wouldn't be their friends. Um, but yeah, this I think turned out really well. It was one of my favorite arts I made this year. Cause yeah, I think definitely for doing something out of the norm for what I usually draw, drawing like someone else's art, and kind of also I kind of purposely tried to like draw it in my own style rather than matching the style of the other of the creator. Especially because again, I don't draw people much. And I've really struggled with drawing like eyes. Like honestly, trying to even draw faces, I realized this year I don't draw faces that often. Like part of why it's hard for me to draw people is because I don't look at people's faces. I am very autistic, and I trying to draw people made me realize, wow, that is kind of part of the autism. Since I don't look at faces, it's hard to draw faces because I don't look at faces enough. So I had to like really sit down and look at faces. And I think that's probably part of why I did end up watching this a lot, because there is so much like going on with the characters' faces. The characters are very expressive, and that's kind of how a lot of anime is. So that was a very fun exercise for me.
Psyche is
What was
such
that?
a
September?
good show. I love that show so much.
Yes. Let's see. What's after September? October. Yay. This can also stand for a December art. Um, yeah, I started this in October, which all the art I've listed, I've been going by the start date. And even though I said this, this is one of my favorites. This is probably my actual favorite though. Like this is very me. This is very on brand for me. Um, this was just I'm gonna do something very indulgent. I'm gonna do something that, only, I mean, I don't want to say only I can do, but just kind of like that, just something that really scratches my brain because I mean it's me. This is the kind of art I like to make. This is the kind of art I'm most comfortable with. This is the kind of art that speaks to me. This is how I express myself. It was a very me art, very Walian. Um, I had specific things I wanted to do, and that's kind of my approach to art. I think at this point of the year, I really was kind of like settling into my own understanding of art and why I do the art I do. And why I make art the way I do. Like I wanted to do the wavy and squiggly motifs. I wanted to do a very um kind of I wanted for this part I specifically just kind of wanted to do a design that was very uh purposeful, and rather than kind of like stamping in a design or like choosing a like single motif, I just kind of wanted to do something very uh kind of random and really do the lines hand by hand, and pull back and look at it, kind of be careful with the placements of the lines and have a certain um pattern, and uh just I wanted to be very intentional with the way I did the lines. And honestly, this is like the main part of the art for me. Like everything else is just kind of me having fun, but this part was what I really zeroed in on and focused on. And also the kind of spaghetti loops here. This part was really fun to do, and I'm kind of sad because I would have loved to have done more. It would have fit the art though. But like if I could have made this section look as like crowded and busy as this section, I would have, because doing this was so much fun. Like, trying to really make it look like these lines are draping over this part of the piece, and that, you know, instead of being again like being very like structured pattern, trying to make it look kind of haphazard, like how string naturally goes over the bow of something, or the bow of something. So yeah, this was really fun. And then November, this is my taco challenge single palette art. Um, yeah. Yeah. We're just gonna move on because, yeah, I cannot talk about this without crying. So,
Mm, got you, got you.
yeah, I'll just say October was very interesting. I had a lot of things on my mind in October that by the time November came around, it was still on my mind. Um, yeah. Like, and it's funny because while I was working on November's art, I didn't really have anything in mind specifically. Um, I mean, one, I just wanted to get the art out, so I didn't miss the deadline. But two, like I was so focused on, kind of like with everything else I worked on this year, I was just so focused on like being intentional with the art and like really figuring out like what's the vibe I wanted for it, what's like the styling I wanted. Like I tried to, make the I wanted to really look like I had sketched out the art, like that someone was sketching out, that someone was looking at a scene and like recreating it. And been watching a lot of like Regency shows, like historical UK dramas, them BBC dramas. So I had like that in mind in like a pastoral scene. And then I finished it and I looked at it again and I was like, oh, I was just still really sad from October. Like that's what this is. And honestly, now I look at it and I'm like, it's kind of on the nose. Um, it's a little embarrassing too, but like that is art, and it's so funny because it does circle us back to March of kind of that reflection of like, it's I didn't think I was someone who would use art as like a um way to express myself emotionally, which sounds funny because that's what most people do. But like that's what I've always used my words for. Like I've never really been someone that's bad, or not bad, but that like struggles with talking about how I feel. But then I realized that I guess over the course of this year I realized like no, there are truly some things that cannot be expressed through words. Like you can't actually put words to everything, which is crazy because as like writers, as poets, I mean, like we try to use language to convey so much, but sometimes language just it can't. So yeah, this is language can't express everything. That's what this piece is. So yeah, achievements. This is something I think I also no, I drew this in August because I was tired of summer, and so I already drew this because I was so excited for fall. This was I'm very excited for fall piece. Which I really like how this turned out. I feel like the leaves, the canopy is a little bit awkward, but I also kind of like how it turned out because it also kind of looks like parting hair, even though it's supposed to be looking down into a forest path. But yeah, um, for achievements, I got my first store sales for my coffee store, which is very exciting, always fun. Looking
Nice.
forward to more. I finished multiple scripts, which is crazy. It takes me so long to finish written things that the fact that I was able to finish like more than one is wild. And even some of the scripts I did, I'm trying to, yeah, like I feel like this is the like, I don't think I had any finished scripts before that. I feel like all the scripts I currently have that are finished, I did all this year, which is crazy and kind of goes back to like everything was just moving so rapidly this year. Like I feel like the first script I wrote was in January and I was still working on some, up until now. And obviously some I finished earlier this year as well, which is wild to me. I've tried, as I've mentioned, I've tried new art topics. It's been very interesting, very fun. I'm very kind of excited about that. I've just really stepped out of my comfort zone this year with my art. Um, and new collaborations. Like I've never participated in an art trade before. And I don't really do art challenges either. Like I'm trying to think if I've ever actually completed an art challenge or if I've even participated in one. I think I've done poetry challenges. And obviously I've done writing challenges. Like I've won NaNoWriMo many times, but like I've never done a art challenge, which I know technically those aren't considered collaborations, but I think they're collaborative because you're participating in it with other artists and you're all like hyping each other up and like taking inspiration from each other. So I count that as a collaboration. And obviously also working with Lou to make my PNG tuber. Like that was very fun. It really forced me to actually like stop and think about like okay, like what are these characters? Who are they? Because they are all different personas of me, and obviously they do all look similar to each other. So like, well, what differentiates them from each other? What are the things about them that like stand out? And they are, PNG tubers. So like what differentiates them and like my brand from other people? Like what is my brand? What are, who am I as like a artist? Who am I as a streamer? Like I had to consider all these various and different things. Um yeah, future goals, things that I hope happen and I can continue into next year. I really want to collaborate with more people and continue collaborations. I really want to continue to invest in my uh creativity and invest into my art. As I kind of hinted at earlier, I've never really necessarily been very serious about art. Like I've never even really called myself an artist. And I still kind of, waffle with that. Just because I think it has certain connotations and certain expectations that I wouldn't necessarily want placed on me because it is still not quite about the art. It's just a part of what I do. Um, but I do still want to, continue to work on things and grow and practice and get better at doing different things. Um, and reach uh to a point where I am more comfortable uh sharing my stuff and sharing different sides of what I do and sharing a fuller scope of what I do. I want to continue to try new mediums and continue to explore new topics, and I want to get like better organized and be better structured so I can uh you know be able to work on things and share things in a more efficient way, cuz like I was very busy this year. I'm kind of looking back, I'm so shocked at how many things I did finish. And how many things I finished this year that weren't started last year. Like I think out of the things I just shared, um the only thing that technically was started the previous year is my profile pictures, because obviously these are characters I've had in my head for a while, and that beginning art I shared that I technically drew in December and shared in January. But like this is all like new art, new ideals, new things that I hadn't thought of or considered before, all entirely new things. So I hope to continue to um make and share new things, but not I know I'm gonna continue to be busy, so I hope with better organization I will be able to do the things I want to do the things I need to do, but also do the things that I can maybe share with others, because I do tend to put uh sharing with others on the back burner when I do get very busy and tired and all that. But I want to not have to like shut other people and things out. So yeah, all in all, it's been a very interesting year. A lot happened, and I'll say, like again, like I said earlier, it was a big year just overall. A lot of things happened in my personal life, a lot of things happened in kind of my professional life, a lot of things happened in my artistic life, my spiritual life. Like it's just all been a lot. This year was a lot of things going on. I mean, a lot of things are going on in the world. Like, and I'm someone that is very sensitive. I'm a very sensitive person, so I definitely had a lot of moments where I was like, I would like to get off now. Please, please, someone stop the world. I would like to get off. I don't want to. How's that one song go? Or maybe it's Melt with You, not Get Off with You. Either way, I was just ready to melt with or without someone. I just was ready to, be like Waylian for real, hop on my little spaceship and skedaddle somewhere else. Cause it's just, it was one thing after the other this year. But I'm very happy that I still was able to make stuff and create stuff, and that I started a bunch of stuff. I completed a bunch of stuff. And there's so many things that I'm going to be working on into the next year and things I'm going to share. Like there are some things I did have to put on the back burner this year. Um which hopefully, I'll uh be able to figure out and you know start working towards completing them, but that's also part of the learning process. Like that's part of the exploration, which I learned so much this year and I'm very happy. Um so all in all, thanks thanks for watching. Um and I of course want to say thank you to y'all, thank you to Taco, cuz yeah, I'm gonna leave it there cuz I'm gonna cry again.
Oh.
But yeah.
Oh, freaking love your art so much. Also, likewise, the way you say that like we inspired you to make to do the like draw characters, you inspired me to do playlists. Like I did my Mila and Crystal playlist that you helped me with, bro. I was like, you rock with playlists, and I wanna try my hand at it. So like likewise, bro. Like the inspiration goes both ways for sure.
Well, thank you. But yeah, like I feel like this year I really, cuz like how you have your theories about things, and like in theory I've always like known that art is like collaborative in every way, and that's something like I would say all the time. It would like tell people, but I never really, I guess, like really experienced that and had to put it into practice until this year, which is very interesting and exciting.
Very cool. Also, question about scripts. You said you wrote,
Mm-hmm.
is that like, what is, this sounds so stupid. What is a script? Like, I know what a script is, but like, what do you mean? You finish like a script? Like, you're writing a script for something? Like, that's gonna
Mm.
be performed? Or, am I tripping?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the thing is, I have I write okay, I'll to answer the question, uh basically I wrote a bunch of comic scripts this year. Because of course I'm
Oh.
working on the Lemon Grove and other stories. So I finished the scripts for the stories that will be in that anthology. They still need to
Mm-hmm.
like go through their edits and stuff, but I was able to finish those. Um at least like finish that first draft. I wrote another comic script this earlier this year as well for in the Fate world. I wrote a script for this, like, yes,
Stop.
yes, I know.
Oh my gosh.
I've actually been debating on whether or not to send it to you, HRE, because
I'm already a number one
yeah,
fan.
yeah,
I don't
so yeah,
even need
like,
to read it. I'm a fan. But also, please send it my way.
yeah, because I was like, it would be rude to just be like, so I mean, you don't have to draw this, but if you happen to read this and want to draw it, I'm not gonna say no.
Send it my way. I make
but
no promises, but I'll love it.
but yeah, and I've in general, kind of trying to think. I'm also been working on a short film script. That one, however, is one of the scripts I didn't finish this year. Um, but yeah, like this year I finished comic scripts, but in general, I do write. Like I've written scripts for plays. I've written scripts for, I mean, quote unquote film. I always just call them AV scripts because like they're not necessarily for TV or the silver screen, but they are audio visual scripts. And also I've been working on not I'm not at the script stage yet, but I have kind of been working on I or not ideals of, but like plotting, I guess, plotting for audio stories. But I'm calling those scripts as well because they're technically not just narrating what is it called when it's like they're not audiobook scripts. They're not narrations of a story. They're like acted out scripts. I'm not sure what those are called. I guess kind of like radio play style. I've been working on those too. So like scripts, all of them.
I
Oh,
see, I
game
see.
scripts. I forgot. Yes, I've done those too this year. Um, but specifically choose your own adventure. I
Ooh,
worked on those. I haven't done RPGs yet or anything like that.
very cool. Oh, last thing for me. It's so funny. It's like you and Lou, you guys are like, um, normally you don't do like fan art and that's like the last thing on the back of your
Mm-hmm.
mind. It's so interesting like being around people that like don't that's like fan art is cool and all, but like I don't do it. As someone who's like if I didn't do fan art, I would have never drawn ever. It's so interesting to like
Mm.
not finally, but like to see like the fan art that you do and what makes you like want to do it, you know? Like for Lou, it's Hatsune
Mm.
Miku or Princess Peach, and then for you, it's Psyche K. So I'm surprised it was Psyche and not Jason. Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. I swear I was planning to draw Jason Todd this year because I was like, I'm drawing all these people. I have to draw Bay, and then I ended up drawing Psychic instead.
Friendship ended with Jason. It started with Psyche.
No, for real.
So hi, I'm HRE Wannabe.
Hi,
It's
Cherry
the
wannabe.
Hi. And this is my 2024 year in review. I'm getting a lot of use out of this little background screen that I drew for stream. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is the artist co-op events that we did this year. We did a lot. We did this OC challenge. Also, I'm sure you guys talked about it. This was the first year that the artist co-op came into existence.
Mhm.
So, yay!
Also, shout out, sorry, but shout out
No, you're
HRE
good.
for coming up with it. We were at work and she was just like, we should make a artist group. And I was like, hell yeah. And then we like left and never did anything with it. And then we came back the next day, was like, we should make an artist group. And I was like, hell yeah.
I was like, let's make a digital version of a studio.
Yeah.
So, yay, we did that. I'm a member. Hi. So the first thing we did as a group was this little artist co-op OC challenge. Which you can do too if you want to. It's on Twitter and in the Discord. Shout out the Talk Up Discord. So I drew an OC, and then we did this Drawful 2 event, which was our first like actual event, and then we launched our Minecraft SMP.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, I
I was
forgot about that.
No,
I
for
was
real.
crawling through the Discord, like, what did we do this year? We did a lot, actually. We also had our special Halloween stream that I really enjoyed, where we dressed up our stream sonas. We made playlists for them. I'm totally hoping this becomes a yearly thing. No. And then the last thing besides like what we're doing right now, which is our year in review, we did a color palette challenge in November, which I really enjoyed, even though there's like some things I don't like about it. I still really like it. Also, shout out to Kiwi for making like all of our graphics. Kiwi, my beloved.
Shout out
Yes.
Kiwi, an unofficial member of Taco. God,
Exactly.
the amount of
I
times we
thought
hit
they're
Kiwi
official
up like
now.
a day after or the day before and Kiwi's delivered. God bless you.
Bless. So that's the artist co-op event things that we've done this year. I think that we did a lot for this being like our first year. I'm very proud of all of us. I'm proud that I actually did what I was supposed to do, including this slideshow. So yes. Next thing, collaborations that I did this year. Every single one of them, I had a blast. I hosted my first event, which was a Gartic Phone Night. And that had Ms. and Thug and my sisters who are not here, but also members of the artist co-op. And I want to say Lou was there for like a hot second. I don't remember. There was a lot of people there. I had a lot of fun. It was awesome. And then I was in a Minecraft scavenger hunt that Ms. hosted, which I also had a lot of fun doing. Um, the VOD for that, or the recording of me for that, is like unusable because I had everyone else's sound way too high and mine was too low. And then me and Ms. did an art swap, which I really had a lot of fun doing. I was really stressed because it was only 5 minutes each turn before we switched it, but it was a lot of fun.
And we were taking shots.
And we were taking shots. I forgot about that. That made it way more fun and also way worse. I started my artist interview series. Shout out to Ms. and my sister Sarah Lemons for being my first 2 artist interviews. Thug, Lou, watch out. You're gonna get asked eventually. I'm coming for y'all for interviews. I played way too much Fortnite on stream. I've done that with Ms. I've done that with Salem. I've done that with Sour Lemons. We'll see who else I collab with in 2025 with Fortnite. And then I played an old PlayStation 2 game, which is one of the Lord of the Ring games with Gleason. And then the VOD got like nuked by Twitch because it uses in the game it has movie clip scenes. So they were like, bam! And I was like, no. Which is fine. And then I feel like that's the kind of thing you record and then post to YouTube. And then why are you doing that right now? She's getting her cardboard with her little nails. And then I got commissioned to redesign a Pokemon draft league called the PBA by one of Gleason's friends. Davy does games. He's also on Twitch, but he doesn't stream as much anymore. And so that's also down there. So that's my collaborations this year. I probably forgot 1 or 2, but these are the ones that I found stuff for or that I had posted about. So and thank Miss. I didn't put thank Miss on here. Miss invited me to thank Miss this year. I had a lot of fun. It was wonderful.
And she got 3rd place.
Did I really?
Ooh.
Yeah, you were
No, I didn't.
You weren't the 3rd place person?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so.
In my heart,
no,
you got
I wasn't
3rd place.
because I bombed that
Oh, the parkour.
No, I bombed the trivia thing. I got last.
Oh, right. In my heart, HRU won, so.
I won best helper. That's what I won.
Yeah, without HRU, there would be no Thank Miss map, so.
Great, because I'm gonna I'm not stealing if I was told I could take the netherite items that were assigned to me. So I won't take anyone else's, just the ones that I used. Um, so big things next grouping of things is big things that happened in 2024. Those are important for later. Um, starting off strong with the creation of the artist co-op. Wow. Ooh. Also, if you are watching this on Twitch, which you are because that's where people are streaming it, there should be a command, I think, in just about everyone's chat or soon.
I'm gonna do it right now.
For the artist co-op, if you want to join or if you want to know about it, without me giving the spiel again, because I would, but I'm trying to be concise. I had my 1 year Twitch anniversary for affiliate, which is kind of crazy. And that stream was also my first 12-hour stream like ever, which was really interesting. That one was like a breeze because I got plenty of sleep. I was prepared, blah, blah, blah. And then I also did my first subathon, which was my second 12-hour stream. And that one went really well too. But by like the 11th hour, I was falling asleep on stream actively. So that was exciting as well. I had a lot of fun. Shout out to Ms. Um, for being there like majority of that stream and for subbing and gifting subs. We love you, Ms. I also applied for my first big art show and got rejected this year, which was okay because I'm gearing up for applying again. And this year I instead helped my sister with her booth at the show because we both applied and she got accepted. I got rejected, which is also okay. And then I had 2 prints show and a small gallery show back home, thanks to my dad. Thank you, Dad. Not that he's watching this, but you know, it's good to thank people. I printed my first small batch of stickers. There's 4 different designs. One of them, the little, you can't see me pointing at the screen with my hands. The like little frog HRE hoodie image on screen. That is a picture of those stickers. They're like 3x3, I think, size wise. They're very cute. They exist. They're live. Yay! And then the art vending machine I ordered arrived. I'm still like getting enough stuff to like put in it, but that's for art shows. It's an investment. But I'm excited about it. That feels like a big thing to me. I also started a couple of projects this year that hopefully will get finished next year. Even though one of them was this year's year goal, it didn't happen, but I did work on it. Which is I started creating. Excuse me. I started creating a fantasy coloring book and an like original character card game that I'm gonna try and talk other friends who have original characters into also making cards for. Wow. Um I stopped coaching, not stop, but like put a pause on coaching, started a new job, and I got accepted into a teaching licensure program for my state. So Coach HRE will be back in the future, just not on the college level, probably. Definitely not a director on the college level. That was something else.
We'll miss you, Coach.
She's still
Pouring
here.
one
She's
out.
just not active.
Coach HRE's not here right now.
Now I can say stuff about the NCAA and not feel bad. So that Pokemon Draft League from like a slide or two ago, I joined for like their color season, and I came in dead last, but I had a lot of fun and I got the color that I wanted, which was brown. So I had like a really cute team, and that's all that matters. I might not have done well, but I had fun. Also, this is a late addition. I literally added this like yesterday. But I found out I'm going to be an aunt. Woohoo! Very excited. I could literally like all I've been thinking about is a baby, and then like D&D stuff, but also baby.
Wait,
So
like
yes,
aunt or like aunt in spirit?
No.
No, like an
Aunt,
actual
aunt,
an
aunt, aunt.
actual aunt. Lemons.
So
Oh my oh, I was about to
Lemons
say,
is
do I have to
having
call
a
Salem?
baby. No. No, but I will tell you what's wild. We go to Christmas dinner, which like I had found out earlier, Christmas Eve dinner before that, earlier that day. Harper had told me and Emerson. She had been keeping this a secret for like 5 weeks when she told us,
Oh.
which is wild because
Oh.
if it had been me, she would have known immediately because I'm just like, I would have been like, ah!
Well,
Mhm, mhm.
it's best practice for safety of pregnancy.
Exactly,
Mhm,
exactly.
mhm.
And so she was very excited. She got it on camera. But anyways, so we go to Christmas Eve dinner, which is family dinner with everyone. And someone on my aunt's side of the family goes, to me, he goes, you look like you would be the first to have a child. And I was like, me who knows my sister is actively pregnant. Yes, me. Someone who's very single. So yeah, those are my big things that have happened so far this year that aren't stream related, but are also stream related, but also just in general.
Wow.
Wow. So next slide
Wahoo!
is games we've played this year, which I know everyone's excited for. So this year's been a big year for games, at least to me. We played way more than I think in the past. Mainly a lot of Fortnite and Minecraft, but we played other games, which are on this list. And which I've been uploading to my second channel on for VODs and video games, so that my art channel doesn't get flooded with weird games. Mainly we played a lot of horror. But these are all the games. I had a lot of fun. Yes, definitely don't quit your day job for SpookTube. Um, mm. Also, fun fact about that thumbnail for the "Don't Quit Your Day Job for SpookTube," it does have a hootie. Like the crying hootie images are like super inlaid over it, so that was fun. That's my little like Easter egg. That hootie. There's like a bajillion hooties
Oh, I
overlaid
can
over it.
see it now. Oh my god.
Yeah. um and then are you gonna work? Okay, perfect. So now we move on into the section that I'm sure everyone is most excited for, the art section. Which is done by months. And I'll be honest, a lot of my art this year feels like it happened in the first half of the year and then slowed
Mm.
down as the year progressed. I will be honest, there's like no art from December. There's some art from December, but not like the crazy amount you're getting ready to see in January and February. So here we go. We've got lots of aggro art. We got lots of D&D. This little dancing emote thing comes into existence. I haven't finished that one with the 4 people. We get Coda.
Coda.
Coda! We get this first one in this postcard series, and there's been no follow-ups, but soon, which is like where my frog Sona visits other frogs and
Mm.
stuff. So that's like them visiting Amphibia. We get Lenny's mom gets an official digital design. That's not from like, I don't know, 2018. And baby Lenny, which everyone should love and adore. He's baby and she's amazing. College aged Lenny with a dog. And then we have some honeysuckle Pokemon art, baby Vino and Edgel, more Agra, more Coda. This one is so good. I don't think I've actually posted this one anywhere. I should. And then we get March, April, and May all together. So we got some Lillian, more Agra, more Lillian again. Wow, what I was thinking about. Also, a disgruntled Sophia. I love this picture so much. And the background's really nice on that one. We have Katarina. I love Katarina. She belongs to one of my friends, Hollis from college. She's just cool. I've missed drawing her. This picture looks so nice. my hunter, the Reckoning or whatever that World of Darkness is called, my girl Elizabeth and one of the other player characters. I hate that he looks so good in this. It makes me a little upset. Sad Edgel, which I made plenty of sad TikTok edits with. Amazing. I started drawing Bean again, my Wraith character, with her like little evil shadow. I love her. She deserves all the love. This is evil her. This one I still haven't finished, but it's really good. I really only have like 2 more plants to do. This is like one of my like screenshots where I was sharing it with people. This redraw picture, which I really enjoyed doing. I love how like conflicted Sophia looks. I love that t-shirt as well. Lillian just always looks good. Also the fact that it's like she's to die for because she's a vampire. Anyways, Sophia looking hot in her little chair. And then we move into June and July, which is this is when I did the affiliate 1-year anniversary stream. So you have my like 30-minute drawing do things that were timed. I am gonna go back and finish that Agra. Some James Hibiki, who I never draw. I haven't drawn him in ages. This little guy and that ugly cat Lennon, who I hate so much. Evil villain Banshee and Connor power couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only timeline where they're both happy being together with each other. More of them, but this time old. The obsession. Will came into existence during this time period as my friend Jessa visited.
Will.
Oh, Will. I love him so much. He looks so much better in this blue ensemble version of it. I'm a little upset about it, but my baby. This is when I joined the Pokemon Draft League because this is my like little like Pokemon Draft League team's mascot is the Dash Bun, and my little like Gibson girl-esque mascot girl. More Danville Dash Bun stuff, but this time as baseball, even though they're called the Pokemon Basketball Association Draft League, because I just wanted to draw baseball. I'm supposed to draw basketball uniforms next, but I haven't gotten around to them, as you'll see. Cat, please go do that somewhere else. There's the logo. Lenny getting his hair cut off in a traumatic moment. My sweet baby boy. The Artist Co-op OC Challenge happened sometime in June and July, fun fact. And then I made my first postcard design. And then I made a second one, which is a little scandalous.
I've never seen that one.
Because
that one.
I got really like flustered about it, so I just shared it anywhere.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
Because there's a version without the sheer shirt part. I post this one's on here as like to be a little decent as opposed to the like the really undecent, and it's not undecent. They're both really closed and they're not like doing anything scandalous, except it feels scandalous. It's the energy. I just really like it. It's really nice. I love the pinks. I'm very satisfied with that one. And this little round art piece came into existence sometime as well. Just really cute. I keep debating on whether or not to make this like a sticker or something.
Please make it a sticker.
Okay.
I'll buy 20.
Yes.
Put them all over my life, including my workspace.
Ooh. Ooh. So August and September we have Angry Agra. I am realizing just how much like in doing this, how much I draw Agra is like actually obscene. I draw her more than I draw Lily. I've had next year in 2025, in like sometime between the summer and fall, I'll have had Lillian for like 10 years. So like this really says something that this is an obscene level amount of drawing of Agra. This swan maiden that's covered for decency. These ladies, which are also swan maidens, I had a little bit of a like Swan Maidens and Lita and like the like 7 brothers and their sister and they get turned into swans. Like I was all about swans. Um those
I'm gonna
2 are
need to pay you
actually
some tattoo
Hmm?
money for. I need to get those tattooed. They're so good.
I've got those 2 are
Oh,
actually printed as stickers, so they exist.
Mm.
oh,
They're at the
bless.
shop. They're at the shop.
I'm about to go
They're
see
like
Pop.
Yep, they're like I think they're little stickers so you can fit them. They're easily fittable. More aggro at this time with actual first official, no second art of one of her kids, but this time as a baby. Um, my one fan art of the year, uh, which is sad Obi-Wan Qui-Gon Jinn art of the reactor scene, which was great.
I cry.
I had a lot of fun. I cried
I
too.
cry.
I have one sad TikTok I've made from this. I love it. Actually, the more that I'm looking at this, the more I like it even now. Um, Kiss the
Jump
Cricket.
scare.
Did you say
Yeah,
you're
just a little.
scared, Thugbatman?
It just, I said jump scare, but I just see eyes on
So
me
bad.
with a knife.
He's cooking. This is an emote that I made for my channel. He's cooking for video game playing. I usually am not cooking when I play video games, but you know, on the off chance I do. He exists, or she, frog of indeterminable gender. Whew, yeah, I think it's silly. I love it. My favorite watercolor from this year. I didn't actually. I think there was another one, but I don't think I have any pictures of it, so I don't think I posted it on here. On the slideshow. But I love this. It's lovely. This I had done the line art for, I think, last year, but I colored it this year, so technically it counts as like things that was finished this year. But Banshee and Casey, we love them. The
Yeah.
blue and gold in the back kind of looks like Sweden's flag. No, I'm looking but it looks good. So, you know, this art that I realized after I had posted it and decided I was done with it, that the hand is wrong. Thumbs don't point when they're like behind you, they point away from the inside of your back and not towards the inside of your back. So, yep. So someone could probably look at this and be like, that's AI art. And it's like, no, I just don't understand how anatomy works still. But it looks good even though it's not anatomically correct. The fact that no one else has gotten it except for me so far speaks well. It makes me feel better. But I had a lot of fun. I did all of the little fishies I hand drew inside in the little Nautilus shell, so that was cool. And then I did werewolf art during this time period. So we have Alice and Isabel and Leon. Liam belongs to Thug. This was actually a lot of fun working on this. Citra, Sume, and then our favorite baby boy Vino, who looks very sly and conniving. He looks like he knows things in this picture.
He does.
That owl is whispering secrets to him.
It is. I had a lot of fun working on these. And then I did a one image different mediums challenge. So this is the crayon watercolor markers. Oh, okay. I didn't put the acrylic picture because I hate it.
I was gonna ask, where's the acrylic one, HRE? Where is it?
It's hidden away, so I don't have to look at it. It's bad. I complained the whole time I made it, so. Now on to October, November, and December. I redrew old honeysuckle art from back when I played her. I can draw hands now. Yay, kind of. It takes a little bit longer, but it looks so good. I had a lot of fun working on this. There's bits and bobs that aren't like anatomically like perfect, but that's fine. And I love the like logo on the drink. I think the coloring on the beer bottle is superb. Um, it's just like even though there's bits that I don't like about the piece, I still really like it composition wise. And then I made some more postcards. I made the spooky Halloween one that I ended up not liking. Um, this Agra art piece was like the only like Halloween art I did, even though I had planned to do a bunch of Halloween art and then I didn't. But I really like this. This turned out great. She looks so stylish. And then my Jedi, uh, my Froxona dressed up as like a little like Jedi for our Halloween stream. This is just like a bigger version of what that was with a little background. And then this was a one of those like pause art challenge things where it's like you pause for each like like visible like facial and like body like characteristic for whatever you're drawing. This is what I ended up with. She's cute. She's probably like a werewolf MILF. I love her. She's gorgeous. And then we did our first fake magazine cover of Devoted, which is my fake fantasy D&D magazine for like clerics and paladins and stuff. I love her. She's the love of my life. She doesn't have a name, but I'd marry her if she asked me
Me
to.
too.
And then we and then we
Wow,
did
our lives.
yeah. And then we did our first cover for Divine. There's a different magazine called Goddess, which is only female goddesses or femme presenting goddesses in my D&D world. This is the like non-gender, like this is like the basic bitch one magazine Divine is. So that's for like everybody. And then this has the Elvish, one of the Elvish gods of spring on it. I love him. I think this turned out great. There's like some stuff with his like facial proportions that are a little wrong, but I could care less. Um, I'm satisfied. That's what matters. And then I finally drew second art of my graveyard. Oh God, I love her. She's so cute. She has too many like little intricate design bits though. I was crying while I wasn't actually crying, but like inside my soul, I was like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? And then I would look at the art that Kiwi drew of her, and then I'd be like, I must keep on. Because the art Kiwi made of her is really, really good. So it was like, just stay motivated. So I did finish it. She's cute. The Medante was created during this time period. I started another D&D campaign. Doug, we got to get together and make your character at some point, by the way.
Yes.
I keep forgetting.
Please.
And then my sister talked me into running one back home for some people. This is a new lady. I love her. She's a boss. She get a little messed up, but you know, that's what happens when you go from being a celestial being to a demonic one. And then we have Baby Augusta. Baby Augusta enters the scene. We love her. She's cute. Medante's her mom, by the way. That was excited. And then I think that's it. I did finish some art, but that did not get added to this. So that's my presentation.
Yay.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Yes. Dude, HRE Fortnite
Thanks.
skin win?
You right.
Or you design one? Win?
I might actually. I've got a list of ones that I want. Yes, no, maybe.
Oh wait, you cut out. I thought you
Oh.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said I've actually got a list written down of ones that I want to design.
Ooh.
Would you like to hear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I want to do Chapel Roan, and I want to do two different ones. Like she was like the festival like skin, like they were doing like a chapter for her or whatever they call it. So like one of them one of the ones that I would pick would be based around the music video for my Kink Karma, but I'm not sure what the other one would be because I really don't like. It would be fun to do Pink Pony Club, but also there's other songs that are so good too, like or Naked in Manhattan or Feminine Nomenon or Kaleidoscope could be fun. But anyways,
Ooh.
I also want to do a Sabrina Carpenter one. I think you could do Espresso and then maybe like Feather because they already have like the Feather emote. I think that could be a lot of fun. And then Peach PRC because I just want to draw. I want Fortnite to have more like wings, and she has like she wears like fairy wings when she does her like concerts sometimes, and she's got a really cute like stage like dress up. She's very pink themed. We need more pink and purple skins in Fortnite. Anyways, those are my 3 that I'm planning on doing eventually at some point. I've got them written down and pinned. So, like, literally pinned to my, like, calendar board. So I can't.
Anita, you know how you have the MILF, Man I Love Frogs sticker?
Yeah.
I need a Man I Love HRE, moms. But I don't know how to, like, but when I phrase it like that, it sounds like I love your mom. But I love the moms you draw.
I love HRE MILF art.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I see
Is that
HRE
what you need? A
MILF
bumper
art.
sticker?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh my
Maybe
gosh, you
look,
know what?
I'll
I'm
write this
sorry.
down. I'll write this down just for you.
Yes.
But you know what I just realized?
What?
What?
Because you have HRE, you have a Cancer Venus, and you draw amazing MILFs.
Wait, what is the dog? What's the connection?
Oh, Cancer was like moms and women and like big sisters and that sort of thing.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Like, wow, that's kind of on the nose.
Well, thank you, Taco, for this.
Thank you, Miss.
This was fantastic. Everybody, like, just seeing, I already see you guys' art and like what you create throughout the year, but it's so nice to just see it all and then just like hearing you guys like talk about the art and where you were at the time and things like that. And this sounds so bad, but I completely forgot that Lou got married this year. And so just like
Yeah.
just like him being like, "Oh yeah, I did like this art, but I was like focused on this thing." And so it's like so nice to like hear like where you guys were at the time, even though like even if it's not a good thing at that time, it's still like interesting to see like what you create during that time as well, like even if it's not something as like exciting as a wedding. But yeah, this was so great. This is what Taco is all about, just like bringing people together and being inspired by each other and being able to like just do cool things, you know? Like it doesn't have to be a drawing. It doesn't have to be a painting. Like we just do things, you know? We get inspired, we get excited. We inspire other people. I don't know, maybe there's somebody in the chat that's just like, "Oh, I saw what THUGBATMAN did for that 1 month. I want to do that too. Let me write that down. I saw what Lou did for that month. Okay, this is the techniques that he used. Let me look that up. What that mean?" So, you know, just like I don't know, it's so nice to be able to like share creative processes and what we've created and creation and stuff like that. Like I just like it being collaborative. So, yeah, thank you guys for
like-
joining and doing this.
It's like that quote where it's like your face is a amalgamation of everyone that's ever been like loved before you in your family line. But it's like your art is an amalgamation of all the art that people have loved throughout the ages. All into this one little thing, and it's like woo.
Yes.
I passed under an arch out of that region of slabs and columns and wandered through the open country, sometimes following the visible road, and sometimes leaving it curiously to tread across meadows